From the Lanier Raceplex in Braselton, Georgia, we welcome you to live coverage of the XCAL Racing $5 Tuesday Series. It's the XCAL Racing Web Shop 333. 125 miles around Lanier, and in 333 laps, we will know the winner. As we say, good evening, friends. Marty Sakala alongside Doug Burns of How to Suck at iRacing. We're excited here for tonight, Doug. Lanier is a track that you just never know what to expect. Let's look back to last season at Lanier. The first race we had at Lanier Raceplex. Under 5 laps to go, Tyler Jalbert leading, gets taken out by lap traffic. Lap traffic all over the place, and somehow Luke Turpin takes the win. Then in the second race we had at Lanier last year, Jonathan Bronson, who led the most laps in this race, sees the checkered flags. However, though, an oh-so-close call, race control nipped him for changing lanes before the start-finish line, and we had a first-time winner in Mason Foster. This is just a track that you'd never know what's going to happen.
That is definitely true. This track has produced the most drama we've ever seen in the XCAL races. That, you talk about the Jonathan Bronson deal, but honestly, we didn't know about Bronson until after the fact because there was all the drama going on behind him and all the beating and banging, the door banging. And, hey, good evening to Joe Poole. I'm going for it, buddy. Yeah, this track, traditionally, historically, the most drama, the most excitement, and oftentimes once the sun goes down, the tempers, you can see them in the cars.
And the pit passes are always fun to get before an XCAL racing event. If you missed us last week, we had a great long run to the end at Concord Speedway. All came down to strategy as Austin Edwards defeated Zach Edwards and also held off Jonathan Bronson in the final few laps to take the win at the Concord Speedway and extend his points lead. A couple of drivers we're going to talk with here before we take the green flag. First driver here, he's been having a quiet season, but racked up a good finish last week at Concord. Alex Krapser. Alex is starting from the 7th position tonight, came home 4th last week at Concord. Alex, it's been a quiet season for you so far. You haven't been really talked about as much as perhaps an Edwards or a Bronson or a Turpin. What have been the big positive takeaways you've had from your season thus far?
Really just that we've been pretty quick and run up front every week, especially, at Texas, when it's a fixed setup, everyone's got the same opportunity to do good, and we ended up second there, so that's something I can kind of hang my hat on. And, the last few weeks going to the short tracks has just been really consistent, so it's been a good season so far.
How's the car feeling in advance of tonight?
It feels pretty good. All I really have for a long run on is some practice the other night and then the heat race. I'm kind of interested to see what it'll do in the 333 tonight.
All right, Alex, we wish you the best of luck tonight.
Thanks, Mark.
Alex Krapser starting from position number 7 on the grid. Our second pre-race interview we have for you is also a driver that has been talked a lot of this season. A driver and owner in XCAL Racing in the number 94. That is Robert Colgan. Robert's inside the top 15 in points coming on in, starting 28th on the grid. Robert, I want to ask as well, because I've had people talking to me about the All-Star plans coming up later this month. What are the options you were looking for in the All-Star race?
I'm not too worried about any of that stuff. I mean, if I get in, I get in. If I don't, I don't. I mean, it's an extra week of not having to do a whole lot, so not a real big worry for me.
How's the season been going so far for you? Like the positives you've been taking away. We don't see you run a lot near the front. However, though, you've been able to put in good enough starts to guarantee yourself starting spots in every week so far as you come into the standings 14th.
I mean, performance isn't a big deal. I mean, had good cars. I've been screwed from the beginning of the season. I mean, there's some real idiots out there that I wouldn't want to be on the highway with, let alone iRacing. Then you got some backmarker dudes wrecking people like at Sobo. And then my DMs tell me they're not going to make it easy on me the next week because they wreck me. I mean, I don't know what that was supposed to mean other than like me lapping them again or something. But XCAL's gotten tougher. Not as many cautions, so not as much with the pit strategy and gaining, losing positions and whatnot. But setup's been fine. Just bad luck. I mean, Kyle and I run the same setup. I make the setup each week. Kyle's been having good success, so I've just been getting the short end of the stick.
Robert, I have one question here. You mentioned the DMs, you mentioned the stuff we've always seen historically. Lanier is a drama-filled, temper-filled race. Do you expect the same here tonight?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure someone's going to be in my DMs, and I'm sure Joe Campbell's going to be protesting somebody and crying and stomping around. And but whatever it is, it is. I mean, I've been just happy Joe hasn't been in my DMs lately and telling me to go F myself and whatnot, so I've been pretty happy with that.
All right, Robert, wish you the best of luck tonight.
Yep, thank you.
Robert Colgan in the number 94, starting from 28th position. We've been talking with this guy a lot. I believe it's now 3 straight runner-up finishes for Jonathan Bronson. Floppa, you are on fire so far in the last few races. How much are you having fun?
I'm having fun, I guess I could say. I've been second in the last 2 races. Definitely have speed here as well. Hopefully looking for a win, or a top 5 at least.
So when you had your first win a couple of weeks ago, one of the stories that you were known as for was calling out all the Joe Campbell fans. You got any messages for them, proving to them that you've got what it takes to get win number 2 tonight?
What fans? His fans? Oh. Well, I mean, I don't know what to say to them besides I'm probably going to beat him tonight. Probably going to be ahead of him in the points lead. He's never going to hear the end of it, and that's just about it.
Alrighty. Floppa, good luck to you tonight. Jonathan Bronson starting from, I don't even know where you start. Holy cow.
I think 42nd. Maybe, maybe
42nd. Yeah. So, alright, best of luck to you tonight, man.
Thank you.
See, this shows that my prep has sucked coming on into tonight.
But you know what? The drivers have definitely made up for it with the interviews tonight.
Absolutely, that's for sure. Jose Gardino, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, they come to this track and everybody's riled up the minute they unload the cars, and it was obvious by the interview. These guys are already riled up here tonight.
I don't know if they've had a couple of beers to drink already before we took the green flag, so we'll just see. Anyway, let's talk with Jose Gardino as well. Came off a milestone mark last week. Start number 40 for Mr. Gardino. In fact, Jose came off of, as I take a look here at my notes once again, Gardino coming off of a 26th place finish. Jose, let's start things off with this. How much fun are you having in XCAL?
Oh, it's pretty fun. I enjoy a lot longer races where strategy comes into play, so it's the place to be.
As we enter this race tonight, I was wondering if you have a message you want to give a shout out to for all your fans in Portuguese.
Ok. Pessoal, venham apoiar a Super Enterprises em mais uma corrida. Vamos tentar mais uma vez o melhor resultado possível. Venham apoiar-nos.
How's the car, by the way, as we enter Hot Lap, or as we enter this feature tonight?
Well, we are trying to survive for the first half of the race, and then we will see where we can go later in the race. Maybe let's try a top 20. This is not one of our best tracks, but we'll try.
All right, good luck tonight, Jose.
Thanks. Bye.
Jose Gardino in the number 20, starting from 32nd position tonight. We are set to go racing. Let's meet the starting lineup. On the front row is Austin Edwards in the 18 and Kendrick Cryer in the 48. Austin Edwards' pole time at 14:3:59, quickest amongst the heat winners. PDJ Zeller and Kendrick Cryer in row 2. Chris Johnson and Luke Turpin in row 3. Alex Krapser, Matthew Brinson in row 4. Zach Edwards and Devin Landry round out the top 10. James Johnson and Travis Sukup in row number 6. Kyle Keller, Mason Foster, row 7. Chance Maderick and Jake Sylvia, row 8. Blake Wynn, Matt Pelletier, row 9. Joe Campbell and Alex Gratz, row 10. Jeremy Leto and Ryan Seams, row 11. Edmund Jones starts from 23rd, was the final driver to transfer in. The drivers via the top 15, Kyle Bartels 24th, John Schwartz 25th, Stephen Rex 26th, Greg Holes 27th, Robert Colgan 28th. The provisionals in row 15, Albert Hewins and Sean Patrick, Derek Colson, Jose Gaudino in row number 16. John Friley, Gerald Poole, row 17. Row 18, Jeff Edgar and Jonathan Bergeron. Row 19, Sean Andrews and Don Jordan. Row number 20, Stephen Wetton and Mike DiCarlo. Starting 41st is John Brancaccio. And the drivers starting from the rear due to penalties, Jonathan Bronson in the 67 and Aiden Kaiser in the 66.
Hey, there's another story in the background. Came out of last night. If Chance Maderick beats Edmund Jones tonight, then on Monday nights for the rest of the season, Edmund Jones has to start from the tail end of the field in the tour in the Jones BS Tour mods. So that'll be another one to watch here tonight. I imagine it's going to get a bit rough out there.
333 laps, 125 miles. The fuel window is 75 to 90 laps. It's going to be a fun one here at Lanier. Austin Edwards and Kendrick Cryer, EHP front row. Showtime at Lanier. They get into turn number 1 as Austin Edwards gets away clean from the jump. PDJ Zeller, heat race number 1 winner. Inside he goes for position number 2 on the track. And off for 4, Edwards with the clear, the 18, leading lap number 1.
Interesting. Did you notice that the EHP drivers have new paint schemes tonight? Looking pretty nice out there and looking to make their way towards the front here tonight as well. Obviously, Austin out. I believe he's going for his 30th top 5, isn't it?
Lifetime, I can't call on that, but he's off to an incredible start in his XCAL career. I think over a year into the season. Already an update, by the way. Zach Edwards has pretty much in a start in park situation. His connection dropped due to download packet loss. Good battle meanwhile mid-pack inside. Devin Landry in the 960 as he gets by Chris Johnson for P6 on the racetrack. Almost had to use the bumper there. We got some smoke in turn number 1. I think there may have been contact between Alex Gratz and maybe even Sean Andrews.
Yeah, and
it was Matt Pelletier.
Chris Johnson is and Devin Landry are kind of banging doors there. It looks like Landry's going to go back. Chris is retaking the position here. Already a little bump and grind out there. A bit surprised to see these guys not showing a lot more patience, but some of these guys know if you want to survive, you have to get to the front early here.
A run to the inside for Travis Sukup. A battle for 9th spot on your screen. Can he get by James Johnson? Not too sure. Ooh, that got close there. And look at the run inside. Jake Sylvia. Nope, doesn't go for it.
Wow, I think Jim might have gotten the wall there coming off of turn 4. This track can get very, very tight very, very quickly, and things get exciting when it does. If you're not careful coming off the turns, the car will get loose down on the bottom or push out up top, and yeah, either way, there can be trouble very, very quickly out here.
We can let you know, by the way, that Matt Bear having connection issues and could not make the grid. So we'll follow up on that story later on, but we do not have Matt Bear in the field. Let's go back to 6th. Chris Johnson has retaken the position away from Devin Landry. Zach Edwards, meanwhile, has rejoined the field and is many laps down, not off to the start that he wants. Let's go to 4th place. Matthew Brinson versus Luke Turpin. This should be a good battle to watch out for today.
Yeah, these two definitely. Luke Turpin is not an aggressive driver until he has to be. He's going to be very patient here early. Brinson would be wise to sit behind him and just watch and learn. He might even save a little fuel following him, but it looks like Brinson is not going to show any patience here early.
Luke Turpin absolutely knows how to save fuel here at Lanier Speedway. One of the way that he won in one of the previous efforts we had at Lanier last year. Travis Sukup currently up in no man's land at number 45, currently up in 11th. This is one of those tracks where you don't want to be in that second groove particularly, Doug?
Well, once the track gets heated up, they'll be able to move up there and make some passes as we saw last season. But early on, you're going to go backwards. You need a group of cars to hop up there and help work that track in. And Sukup really struggling down the back straightaway. You really need a group of guys to get up there and help warm that track up. And nobody's going to make that risk early on. There's not a lot of reward doing it. Sukup up there alone, and he continues to fall, now back to 15th. Hey, and look at that,
Blake
Joe
Wynn.
Campbell.
Yeah, Joe Campbell up there as well in this battle, so it's a fun one at the moment. Let's go back and talk about Matthew Brinson. A big story coming on in. He bought, oh boy, Turpin! Almost with a rare mistake. Loose off a turn 4. A lot of oversteer and a lot of drivers getting antsy. Chris Johnson nearly put the bumper on Matthew Brinson.
Yeah, it's heating up already. I'm surprised to see as much aggression here as we go. And look at this. A side-by-side battle. Is that Chris and Devin again?
Yep, absolutely. Landry takes away P6 and shuts the door on Johnson. Brinson, let's go back to it as he nearly puts the bumper on Turpin once again. But number 1 from Layla Shapiro last week. And now is the driver of that car. So big congratulations to Matthew Brinson in this big opportunity he has.
Yeah, we'll see. I imagine he's probably going to be teamed up with somebody. He's going to get some setup help and tech help elsewhere. But great job of one of the few guys left out there that's a single car team. So you got to give him a shout out for, oh my goodness. And Devin Landry just gets right to the back bumper. I'm not sure he didn't give him Brinson a little bit of a kiss there.
Brinson, by the way, with 2 cars actually. The second car he has is driven by Jeremy Leto tonight, who is currently running in 23rd on the track. All the cars scattered all around. Leader is working on lap traffic. Austin Edwards up by 0.3 of a second, a car length and a half lead on PDJ Zeller. PD recently said on the radio, by the way, he's just riding around, not going to try and pass Austin Edwards for the race lead. Kendrick Cryer also up there as well in 3rd.
25 laps in, already into lap traffic. A 41-car field out here. Things will be exciting all night long. We heard drivers after this one last season that could barely breathe in victory lane. They were so worn out. Once the green flag drops and once they get into these long green flag runs, things get all sorts of exciting. But the other thing to consider is if a caution comes out, especially if it's during pit stops, things get really, really antsy out there because the positions and the scoring tends to get a little bit wonky on these tracks. We've seen it at Southern National. We've seen it at other tracks where the scoring gets a little weird. Guys are trying to fight. And that's where some of that aggravation...
It's loose in turn 2. What a save by the 454. I think Devin Landry was trying to find a gap. That did not go in and put a quarter panel, got on Turpin's quarter panel, makes an incredible save. I don't know how Turpin did not spin that out.
Because
Let's see if
he's Turpin.
I don't know if we have it on the Flaming Karma Paint Shop replay, but it was a Devin Landry passing Luke Turpin for 4th spot.
Let's see, here goes Landry way down to the bottom, and he just sends Luke Turpin up the track. Luke manages to get stuck in a 3 wide and then just pulls away, but Devin Landry, probably not the wisest move there. You don't tug on Superman's cake.
Personally, I'm not a big fan of it just being way too aggressive early, but hey, perhaps that's the strategy for Devin Landry early on. Make his way up to the front. If there's a gap, you go for it. Doesn't matter if the gap closes. If it closes, you're making contact. Probably doesn't care about that. Hey, I'm not in charge. I'm just telling you what's going on.
Well,
I mean,
he dropped all the way to the apron to make that move. That's a bit, if you're going to drop to the apron, there's going to be consequences. And like I said, you don't tug on Superman's cape. And here comes Luke Turpin. He's going to run him back down. I guarantee it.
Absolutely, and we have a good feeling as well that Turpin's saying stuff in the private Matt Bear chat. However, though, nothing came up on the wheel P. Let's talk about Mason Foster. Nice run he's having at the moment. Currently in 8th position after starting in 13th. Remember, this was the driver that originally had finished in 2nd spot last time we were at Lanier. And then Bronson got the penalty for changing lanes before the final restart. And Foster got his first ever win. Here's his run to the inside, looking for P7 on Chris Johnson.
Yeah, Chris is back and forth tonight. It's unusual to see Chris not being more consistent, but looks like he is struggling with the car a little bit here tonight. Mason, however, is not. He's being patient, making his way up smartly. I would expect to see him continue making his way forward. And just to answer Joe Campbell's question, nope, he's back. Gerald Thanos Poole is currently in 36, trying to fight his way forward.
Caution flag is out, and Jeremy Leto in the 03 has crashed it.
Let's see what happened to Leto here. In the middle, 3 wide. Comes up the track into the 06-2. And just Leto loses a lot. Oh, do you want to do the singing? You can do the singing.
You picked a fine time to leave me loose, wheel.
Hey, good evening, Butch.
Not what they want, not what Johnny B wanted in his return, by the way, to XCAL Racing. Speaking of that, Johnny B, welcome back. Probably not the way he wants to do that in his return.
Probably not. A lot of drivers on pit road. Austin Edwards is staying out. Petey is out. Kendrick. Oh, no, looks like some of them are going to come to pit road this time.
And speaking of that, we should talk about the pit road rules here in XCAL Racing. You talked about earlier the fact that pit stops scoring could really get iffy here. Well, Aaron Hillebush has put a rule in place that under caution, if you are pitting, actually if you're pitting regardless, and you stop, you have to do an entire lap around pit road before you exit. So, what does that mean? For example, if you enter in turn 4, you have to exit in turn 4. If you enter in turn 1, you have to exit in turn number 1. That rule is voided, though, if you're going on pit road just to avoid a wreck and then come back out onto the racetrack. There could be some big concerns during green flag pit stops. If somebody comes in and then comes back out, oh boy, that could lead to a wreck on pit road.
Hey, by the way, Butch Baker left a comment for you, Marty.
Tell Marty not to quit his day job. Hey, Butch, guess what? This is my day job, you.
Blake Wynn does not. Actually, it looks like about the top 11 cars do not come to pit road here at lap 43. So a lot of guys staying out here, rolling the dice, expecting another quick caution. That could, that could change the situation quite a bit, because a lot of these guys that were on pit road are now being scored a lap down.
Let's recap the yellow, by the way. Jeremy Leto gets the black flag. Luke Turpin, Joe Camba, and Jake Sylvia get waved on around. Should be 1 lap to green.
I think Joe Campbell might have. We'll have to see as he comes off pit. Was that Joe or was that?
That was the 16.
Oh, that's Gerald. Sorry.
So we're set to go back to green. Blake Wynn, John Schwartz, row 1. Kyle Bartels and Robert Colgan, row 2. Sean Patrick, Derek Colson. And then Aiden Kaiser, Jose Gaudino, John Friley, Stephen White in the top 10. Win fires. We are back to green.
I know, Butch. I could do it much better, but I let Marty have it that time.
Colgan for the 88.
Colgan and Bartels get together out of 2.
Yeah. I think there was some oversteer from the 88 on the exit of turn 2, and Colgan just drove right by on the outside.
A lot of battling going on back around the top, just outside the top 10. Meanwhile, up front, a lot of lap cars mixed in with the lead packs, making things very, very interesting for some of these drivers as they try and advance positions. These lap down cars in the mix are making it a little bit harder here.
Top 15 drivers on the lead lap. The top 11 drivers on track did not pit at all, so keep that in mind.
The 57 is around, the 67 gets into
Oh my!
Big wreck
That's
out of
Bronson. James
big
Johnston
wreck.
is involved, and the big one is broken out at Lanier as the pace truck also gets involved. Here's the Flaming Karma paint shop replay, and there was some contact between Bronson and Friley. You called it.
Oh yeah, Bronson just looked like he was trying to catch the car up the track, gets into Friley. Bronson clears it, but was that Austin Edwards was the first car involved in that? Edmund Jones is caught in it. John Friley, obviously the pace truck driver, just gives zero craps about everybody and drives right through it.
Taking a look here, Austin Edwards actually did miss the right. Oh yeah, you're right. He did get involved.
Oh, he got
in
involved.
The aftermath. Just trying to drive it straight, then Stephen Rex was trying to loop it around.
Jim
Austin
Johnson's
Edwards
caught in
hits
it.
him.
Wow.
Welcome to Lanier Raceplex, where you do not know what's going to happen.
And I guarantee you, right about now, there's some. Here in about 30 seconds, we're going to hear about some chat muting because some of these guys just lost their temper already.
Yeah, we already had one before the green flag came out, by the way. That was Kyle Keller, whose chat was disabled. That's the only one so far as the leaders come down pit road. And it's going to be called a racing accident between Jonathan Bronson and James Johnson. So they will go to the rear of the field without penalty. And so we'll see who comes out as the leader as the leaders are on pit road.
Looks like Turpin at the moment is being scored in the lead. We'll see how it shakes out. Looking to see what Austin Edwards' situation is, as he is the points leader coming into tonight, but currently scored back in 27th, but I don't think that'll be correct. I think once this thing gets sorted out, we'll see him up further. But definitely a big change of fortune for Austin.
Austin Edwards' points lead is good enough where even if he finished last in the race, he would be the points leader next week regardless. So he's guaranteed it for next week.
Yep.
Luke Turpin comes in up 109 points on Alex Krapser, who is second. Then Alex Krapser comes up 108 on Zach Edwards. And then we've got... Yeah, go ahead.
Look who has been sneaking his way forward all race long and now up into fourth. Joe Campbell. Didn't somebody mention he did not have any fans in the pre-race, and yet here he is in the top 5? I do believe...
I
bet there's going to be some smack talk after this one.
Flop is going to be eating crow. By the way, Butch Baker on Facebook, I know him through the Coast to Coast Racing League, as I announce that on Mondays and Thursdays, as I believe he's one of the drivers, if I recall correctly. So, back to green. Luke Turpin, Alex Krapser will bring the field back. Jake Sylvia, Joe Campbell, Jose Gaudino. Round out the top 5. Here we go once again.
Robert Colgan was right in front of the leaders, and I think he is
Oh my! 3 wide off of 2. Almost got ugly with the 83, the 1, and the 7 of Jeff Edgar. That was an accident that was waiting to happen.
Wow, it's some of these guys really pushing hard here early on.
Oh boy!
Oh wow!
Don Jordan moves the 55 up the track of Albert Hewins. And a battle for the lead. Jake Sylvia to the inside of Luke Turpin, new leader. Who expected the 25 car to get to the point?
You know what? I think this is Jake's first laps led all season long.
I believe so.
I'm pretty sure this is Jake's first time, so great job. Way to get to the front, Jake, and let's see how he can do here tonight. But Alex Krapser definitely leading the J&S team, closing up on the back bumper already.
This is only Sylvia's 5th start of the season in XCAL Racing of his career as well. And these are his first laps. You are correct. His best finish was 9th at the inner oval of Irwindale. This is awesome to see. Luke Turpin now back into 3rd. Alex Krapser in 2nd. And Joe Campbell is in 4th, running with the lead pack. Things you love to see.
There is a lot of 3 and 4 wide racing going on mid-pack. There, I just saw, trying to see who it was. We saw a car almost in the wall at a turn 4.
There is a log jam all over the place. The top 4 love that they're pulling away from it. You got some drivers trying to pass below the yellow line on the apron, which is very risky to do. Remember, XCAL has the 1 car per lane rule. You got Jose Godino up in 4th. That's Matthew Brinson trying to pass him. That's not for position. Closest battle, we'll try and find it, is Chris Johnson versus Blake Wynn. This is where you can find all of the traffic jam here in Braselton, Georgia.
Yeah, they're trying to battle it out with a bunch of lap cars right in front of them, also in the mix of a battle. And, yeah, this thing is going to get very, very... holy cow! Look at Bronson sending it in there.
Jonathan Bronson currently back in the 28th position. We got to step aside and go to break, but you're not going to miss a thing. We're going side by side with Jake Sylvia leading. Oh, caution. Trouble as we just come back. Jeremy Lutto for the 2nd time has crashed. And I think the leader's also involved Jake Sylvia. Nope, he is not. Jeremy Lutto, and we'll take a look and see what happened. Oh boy, that was a simple dump on the 15. And that is likely Lutto's night. And that will be a disqualification for Jeremy Lutto due to that. And oh, the leader was involved. When backed into the... Wow. I don't know what the heck to say about that. That's ridiculous. I mean, I understand the fact that the yellow is not out. But at the same time, you are treating XCAL like it is real life. I don't care who you are. Yeah. I don't blame Sylvia one bit for being angry at that. You respect everyone else out there. I understand it was on purpose, but still. That is always one of the parts that drives me effing crazy, that's for sure. And drivers are in the pits, by the way. And Jeremy Leto has officially been disqualified. Hey, while we were under caution, let's take this opportunity, by the way, to welcome a returning sponsor to XCAL Racing, just announced today. Welcome back, Sim Racer Coin, where sim racing esports meets crypto and blockchain technology. Their mission is to make sim racing even more fun and realistic. Sim Racer Coin is the first step. Earn Sim Racer Coins, buy setups, paints, coaching, or join realistic leagues. For more info, go to simracercoin.org. They also have a Discord where you can check out at Sim Racer Coin, which I can confirm, by the way, there has been a lot of chatter ever since the drivers' meeting.
Yeah, it looked like the boys, the entire field was invited, and it looked like the boys might have gotten a little too wild over there.
It's XCAL, it's always wild. So Jake Sylvia, after being involved in that accident, is back to 4th, and as we get set to go back to the green flag, Austin Edwards, Kyle Keller, Aiden Kaiser were waved around the pace truck.
Doesn't look like he's got some right front damage, but not a ton of it. He was able to get woed up enough that I think he'll be okay, and he had a ton of speed, but now Alex Krapser is in the lead and looking for another win here this season.
Actually, I think I have Mason Foster in the lead with Blake Wynn next to him. That's row 1. Chris Johnson, Jake Sylvia, row 2. Luke Turpin is 5th. Jose Gaudino is 6th. Austin Edwards, 7th. Kyle Keller, Aiden Kaiser, PDJ Zella round out the top 10. Back to green. And Foster holds serve, entering 1 and 2. And they're already dealing with lap traffic. That's the power of Lanier, baby.
They had a couple of cars coming off pit road at the last minute. The 04, and I couldn't tell. I think the other one might have been Jim Johnson.
And we are being
Jim
told
is back
that
in the mix, so I'm not sure who that was right in front of the 04, but yeah, they had 2 cars come right off pit road right as the green dropped.
Being told the restart is under review. Blake Wynn, meanwhile, losing spots. Sylvia to the inside, looking for P4 on the track. And Jake Sylvia's got to move the 25 up to 4th.
Yeah, he is not slowing down at all.
He's an angry son of a gun right now after what went down.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably a good thing Leto's not on track right now, or Stephen Wetton. If he get to one of them, he might put him in the wall after that incident. But, you know, if he can calm down, he can continue his march back to the front. And, you know, he's got 3 fast guys up there. But I'm willing to bet he can find his way around. Meanwhile, Chris Johnson in 2nd, Luke Turpin in 3rd, at the 04 blinking on the high side.
I think that was history, and Turpin forces his way down to the inside. Uses some of the apron, some of the marbles, he had some help. The 454 looking for P2. It's going to be close.
Yeah,
and Turpin on the clear. Now what does the 960 do of Devin Landry? Remember, there's some history there.
Anything could happen here. You know, with these lap cars mixed in as well, there's no telling. And Devin Landry is definitely trying to fight to get back on the lead lap. He is the first car 1 lap down at the moment.
John Andrews currently blinking, and he has been warned by Aaron Hillebush to quit blinking. Jake Sylvia, by the way, just got by Blake Wynn for P3 on the track. Sean Andrews, meanwhile, just moments away from being black flagged for his internet connection. Let's go to another hot battle. Kendrick Cryer and Kyle Keller going at it for P7.
And this is another one with a lot of different drivers mixed into the battle. As they go at it, there's lap traffic around. There's other competitors on the same lap. The 48 really has some speed as he gets down under the 7, though.
Kendrick Cryer just pitting moments ago. Kyle Keller facing some more company from Aiden Kaiser behind him. Just had a change for 10th. Alex Krebs going by Gaudino. How about the start for Jose Gaudino? Currently in P11. Has been able to work out the scoring to his key and was running inside the top 10 moments ago.
Yep, he definitely knows how to get it done on these short tracks. And he's going to go. Oh, we've got a wreck.
Gaudino in the wall. What a save. from the 88.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
What do you think the odds are the 88's going to come back up in a little bit? Although I would honestly have to put that one on the 88. It looked like he might have came down
Yeah,
a
I
little
think
bit.
I think he came up on Gardino, but I would not be surprised if we saw payback. But luckily, Joe Campbell was in the middle of this.
Joe Campbell currently running in 26 after the pit stops, but again on fresh tires, trying to make his way forward as well.
Battle for 11th. Alex Krapser inside of Matthew Brinson. Krapser trying to regain what he lost under the first yellow of the race, and the 29 is up into 11th. Meanwhile, Mason Foster has opened up a 1-second lead over Luke Turpin. That's Devin Landry, who just pitted with about 40 laps of fresher tires compared to the 96. So probably won't be surprised that we see Mason Foster let him go. But Landry is saying it, by the way. Keep in mind, Landry would be the first car 1 lap down, but I think he's got a good feeling that a yellow could come out at any moment. Landry wants to get by and not have to deal with a wave around. He wants to be on the lead lap and restart near the front.
If you're Mason Foster and you see how fast Landry's coming, you're going to fight him, because you don't, even if he gets waved around, he'll be at the tail end of the longest line. You do not want him back on the lead lap when a caution comes out. He'll be in that lead pack, closer to him, and obviously, at least at the moment, Landry is faster. He dives it to the inside.
Exactly, but if you fight him, what does that do if you're Luke Turpin? Well, it helped out the 454, cut the deficit in half last time by.
Yep, here comes Turpin, and remember, Turpin is always the long run car, so the longer it's green, the better off Turpin is, and I guarantee you he'll be up here giving Mason Foster a run for his money in a moment.
Let's go to 11th. Aiden Kaiser battling with Matthew Brinson for the spot. How about the start from Kaiser? From 41st up into 12th position, tucks back down in line, almost puts the bumper on Matthew Brinson, and I believe, don't forget, that if he does cause only 1 wreck, I believe he is disqualified because I don't think he made MMP.
Yep, so if that happens, his night could end early, so he has to be very careful here, but I think Brinson might have known that because he gave him a little rub on the way by, it looked like.
And it would be a disqualification. He did not make mandatory minimum practice. Meanwhile, Mason Foster continuing to lead. We watch that battle for 11th on track between Brinson and Kaiser. Now the best battle on track for right now. Got another battle developing perhaps, as Chance Maderick makes this a 3-way battle for P10. Let's go back up front though for the lead, because Luke Turpin is all over Mason Foster, especially when the drivers are dealing with lap traffic. Gardino moves out of the way.
Gardino to pit road.
Number 20, and he is coming in. That's correct.
That's a bit of a surprise.
That's battle happening though right here for the race lead.
Luke Turpin has the advantage right now. With the lap traffic there, he doesn't have to push as hard to get up there and stay with Mason, and he just has to look for...
Oh, we got a car sideways in 3 and 4. Was in front of the leaders, and that's DeCarlo, and the yellow is out.
Let's see what happened. Looks like he's racing with the 00. That is... He just gets loose into 3, tries to save it up the track, and it goes around.
Came in way too hot, and that's likely the yellow Mason Foster kind of needed, because Turpin was all over the 96. Keep in mind, Turpin did have nearly 40 laps of fresher tires.
But do we see Foster on pit road, or does he try and stretch it here?
We'll have to see what happens.
And Foster is in. Luke Turpin will take the lead. Austin
Gervin's
Edwards.
got a lot of time. He's used 40 laps on his tires, so we'll see what happens.
Austin Edwards back on pit road. He is currently up to, he was in 4th when he came in. He got involved in that very first incident, had drifted all the way back in the 20s and started marching his way forward very quickly. And expect him to be in this fight before it's all said and done as well.
So Mike DiCarlo gets the black flag. The wave arounds go to Edmund Jones, Jake Sylvia, and we should have one more wave.
Well, Matika
And
and the Edmund Jones fan club definitely got to be happy about that.
Those are the only 2 wave arounds from what we know of. And speaking of that, let's take this opportunity to say hello to our Facebook chat. YouTube and Twitch have nothing. Danielle Sargent rooting for Joe Campbell. Joe Poole says, Gerald, did you finally retire? I think that was before we took the green flag.
It was.
So. Hello to Robert Van Nest watching from Athens, Ohio. Got a nice crowd here so far tonight as we get set to go back to green flag. And so as we take a look at this, the top 4 drivers stayed out, and it's Luke Turpin and Alex Krapser the front row with Devin Landry in 3rd. And watch the restart closely between the 454 and the 960. Luke Turpin, Alex Krapser, row 1, Devin Landry 3rd, Edmund Jones 4th, Jake Sylvia 5th, Kendrick Cryer 6th, Mason Foster 7th, Alex Gratz 8th, Blake Wynn 9th, Chris Johnson round out the top 10. Only drivers on the lead lap. We're back to green, 118 complete.
What an interesting situation, too, because the field is so, even the top 10 are so spread out and so intermingled with the lap cars here that it's going to make things very, very interesting as the race goes on.
Top 3, all single file with a good battle happening. Travis Sukup just passing Stephen Rex for P16. Hearing some drivers were not lined up in the position they wanted to be. We're trying to let drivers go, and they got black flags because of it. Chris Johnson and Derek Colson, 2 of the drivers that came in. Colson was furious on the radio. You go back to 4th place. Jake Sylvia, Edmund Jones, the 51, almost thought about looking around the outside, but Sylvia pulls away. Remember, Sylvia's got a long way to go to close in on 3rd place Devin Landry, 3 seconds to be specific, and like 7 drivers between them that also did not pit. Or maybe some of them pitted, some of them didn't.
Yeah, Edmund Jones currently just needs to ride right there in 5th. He's got a good gap on 6th place Kendrick Cryer, and he's pulling away. And a lot of lap cars on fresher tires. He needs to not be fighting them. He's got a really good opportunity here tonight.
Good battle for 24th. Jonathan Bronson passes Stephen Wetton for position. Drivers that were involved in accidents earlier on in the race. That's pretty much where the Hornets' nest is at the moment. As the 88 Kyle Burrows not making this easy. Oh, the bumper to Travis Sukup. Hang on.
Oh, look at
That
Mason.
got too close for comfort. We're 3 wide. And Foster, you're right, center in. That's the 7th place driver.
Oh,
on
the
track.
88's all out of shape.
Nearly gets turned from Bartos. This is getting crazy. Change for 10th, by the way. Greg Hull, Sean Patrick side by side for the position. Joe Campbell also a part of this battle too.
Joe now back up into 11th. He is looking for that top 10 finish. His season has been nothing but consistent since that win at Charlotte, and it's kept him in contention every single race. He has had a great, great season. The whole J&S team really coming alive this year.
Edmund Jones now in the pits. Here's the battle for 16th. Aiden Kaiser passing Stephen Rex, the Snap Mobile Machine, back to 16th. Kaiser up 25 spots now from 41st to 15th. Your biggest mover of the race, the second biggest, is up 18 spots. That's Jonathan Bronson from 41st.
And what a race. Craps are... Oh, who is that just hit the bollard? At the entrance to pit road, just as Crapser came by.
I don't know.
I think that was John Brancaccio. Let's try and take a look at the flaming...
That was Johnny B.
Oh my goodness, what a heartbreak for his return to XCAL. Down through 3 and 4. I don't know if he got loose or if he intended to come. Looks like he intended to come to pit road. Just catches that. Oh, what a heartbreak.
You know what that would make?
What?
Put it out! So, all right, we got to step aside and go to break. We're 132 laps complete. Alex Crapser leads Devin Landry, Luke Turpin, Jake Sylvia, and Kendrick Cryer will step aside. If trouble breaks out, we'll break in. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Lanier Raceplex. We are working lap number 145, make it 146 of 333. Marty Scala alongside Doug Burns with you on the call. We're off next week, by the way, but make sure you tune in 2 weeks from now as we head to Thompson Speedway. You don't want to miss that out. Start time 7:20 p.m. 2 weeks from today. That is May 17th out of How to Suck at iRacing, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube page. No change amongst the top 5 since the last time we went to commercial break, but we're going to focus on the battle for 10th. Greg Holes and Joe Campbell.
Interesting that they just came by Jonathan Bronson, who was up there in the top 10 a few moments ago, but under these pit stops, they've everything is kind of flip-flopped, at least for the moment. PDJ Zeller back right behind him, and I'm not even sure. Oh, Petey's currently in 24th, so...
Caution is out. John Friley, and along with Stephen Wetton. Lap 124, we are under caution.
See what happened here. Down into...
And up the bumper in turn 4 from the 15.
Oh, and a big stack up back behind.
I don't know how anybody else was not involved.
I think about half of the field behind him just at minimum got some bumper attention on that one. Good thing these aren't very aero dependent here because, yeah, there'd be a lot of cars really slow. Oh, wow. Jose Godino got caught in it. Looks like Jim Johnson got caught in it. Several EHP cars caught up in it.
And pit road is open. And the top 3 all in. As of now, Kendrick Cryer will check and see if he becomes the leader for now. We'll have to see. Remember, drivers all have to make 1 lap on pit road. The safer way is to enter in turn 1, enter in turn number 4, and then exit in turn 1, regardless of making a lap or so. So Stephen Wetton receives the black flag.
It looked like he just had so much momentum off of turn 4, and yeah, he just came flying up on him, nowhere to go.
Checking for the waves goes to Eden Kaiser, Matt Pelletier, and we should have 1 more, and I don't think so.
Look at this, as these sort out, Mason Foster back to the lead, Jake Sylvia back in 2nd, Krapser in 3rd, Kaiser 4th, Landry in 5th. Matt Pelletier, Austin Edwards, looks like he'll move up, Kyle Keller. Every time we have a caution or a green flag stop, the entire field just gets flip-flopped, and this may come down to a strategy call as to who wins and who finishes a lap down.
While we are at it, waiting to get back to green, take this opportunity to let you know about our main sponsor, Butt Kicker, the official transducer of XCAL Racing, offering all XCAL Racing fans 20% off their purchase. Make sure you use code XCAL 2022 to the end of the year to receive 20% off. Incredible for sim racing. Absolutely recommended. So we're ready to go back to the green flag. We'll complete 156. It is Mason Foster leading, Alex Krapser way back in 2nd, Aiden Kaiser 3rd, Matt Pelletier 4th, Kendrick Cryer 5th, Blake Wynn 6th, Alex Gratz 7th, Austin Evers 8th, Kyle Keller 9th, Jake Sylvia rounds out the top 10. Foster fires back to green.
Foster has it easy right now. He restarts with a 2-second lead. That does not happen often, but look at the jump he's got on Alex Krapser. Krapser has to come by guys like Luke Turpin to try and get up there. Look at the mess between them. I mean, it's going to be rough going.
Being told to restart as well, once again under review. It seems like we've got a tale of 2 different stories here, Doug. You know, you've got 5 different drivers in the top 5 at one point. Then on the next yellow, you got 5 different drivers. Then at the next yellow, it's those same 5. It's the other 5 once again. It's like back and forth and back and forth. That's the power of scoring here at Lanier.
Yeah, it really is just the way everything transpires. You've got guys that have to be careful. Obviously, guys like Austin Edwards did not come in on that one, so they have to figure out their way. Or actually, Austin did come in. Mason Foster came in previously. These guys are trying to figure out anything they can, but it may come down to a long green flag run, and where the green flag stops happen at, when they happen, to determine who's going to be in the in victory lane at the end of the night.
Go to 3rd spot, Aiden Kaiser and Kendrick Cryer going at it. Cryer tries to find a run to the inside. He's got nothing.
And look at the mess. You know, lap traffic is going to be the biggest factor for these guys battling to the front here. Who is that? Oh my God! Who is that?
Oh
in the
man!
45?
That was Zukup, who was trying to let the field go, and then he overshot on the apron into the 66 and the 48. That got way too crazy and out of control. Oh boy, if that was a wreck, put it out.
Wow, that there is definitely some insanity going on here tonight. But
Look at this.
Every time, three
Rewind for third. Oh my goodness, Alex Gratz 2-for-1 discount. Kaiser and Cryer raced each other a little bit too hard, and now Blake Wynn makes a run for fourth position. Cryer and Kaiser cost themselves 2 spots because of it, and maybe even more. They're starting to get angry with each other.
You know, I did say it when we were sending these, when we were sharing this post. This is the most. Oh, Blake Wynn is a little out of shape out of 4. This tends to be the most dramatic, the most action-packed, and often the craziest race of the XCAL season. And they are not letting us down here tonight. That is for damn sure.
Kaiser's in trouble. Oh, nope, he just shut the door on Pelletier. Hey, Doug, Bristol, baby? How about Lanier, baby?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah. This one's getting nuts. And with the lap traffic mixed in, how long before these lead lap cars start moving guys out of the way? Jose Godino gets out of Austin Edwards' way, lets him go, but I mean, you got guys like Pelletier, Kaiser up here battling for positions. They're going to be in lap traffic before long. How long and how patient are they going to be with these cars that are 1 lap down?
Matt Bear would be impatient. They should learn from him.
Matt Bear would already be moving people.
No offense to Matt. We love Bing Bong. So, while we are at it, we are working on lap number 171 as you look from our blimp shop brought to you by the XCAL Racing web shop. Let's give you our full field rundown brought to you by How to Suck at iRacing. We've got 10 drivers on the lead lap. Mason Foster, again, the driver that won at Lanier in the last time we were here, is your race leader. Alex Krapser currently in second, looking for his first win of the season. Alex Gratz looking for his first career XCAL win. Having a great running so far, currently in third. Blake Wynn in fourth position, also having a good run too. Kendrick Cryer, who won at a track kind of similar to Lanier, Irwindale Inner, in fifth spot. Matt Pelletier, who has not been talked a lot, we got to give him credit, in sixth position. It's either win or wreck for the driver of the 60. It's been a surprise that we haven't seen Austin up front since the first yellow. He's currently running in seventh spot. Jake Sylvia, who led laps early, been having a good day, currently in eighth. Aiden Kaiser, who is up 32 spots in the ninth position. 10th currently is Kyle Keller. So 2 of the K2 drivers having a good run. Real quick, Doug, what was that bet, by the way, between?
It was between Edmund Jones and, oh, holy cow, I just went blank. Chase Maderick, which if Chase beats Edmund here tonight, then Edmund has to start his Tour Mod Series from the back of the field every race for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, Jones is currently ahead in all of that by 3 laps. Luke Turpin currently running in the 11th spot. He's led a couple of laps early in this race at midway through. Matthew Brinson in 12th with a good showing. Stephen Rex in 13th. Ryan Seams in 14th position. Jonathan Bronson from the 41st spot up into 40th spot, up into the 15th spot and recovering from a penalty. Joe Campbell in 16th, running the top 5 earlier on in the race. Greg Holtz currently in 17th. John Schwartz, who's also been quiet in this race, in 18th. Albert Hewins is 19th. PDJ Zeller running in 20th. From 1st to 20th, you got to go back 4 laps. Doug?
What a spread it is. Jim Johnson currently in 21st. He had a rough start to the night. Look, oh, he just got pushed into the wall again. Kyle Bartles in 22nd. Travis Sukup currently 23rd. Devin Landry currently running in 24th place. Gerald Thanos Poole up to 25th now. He's starting to make his way forward there, Joe. 26 is Edmund Jones. Stephen Wetton in 27th. Jose Godino is 28th. Don Jordan currently running 29th. Sean Patrick is 30th. Derek Colson in 31st. Chance Maderick in 32nd place. Edmund might have this one wrapped up. Robert Colgan in 33rd. Jeff Edgar in 34th. Zach Edwards back in 35th. Chris Johnson having a rough night in 36th. Mike DiCarlo, we saw that massive spin earlier, 37th. John Friley, 38th. Sean Andrews on pit road, 39th. John Brancaccio and Leto both out of the race.
Don't forget to check out the XCAL Racing web shop at xcalracing.com/shop. New items include the Lost Leprechaun t-shirt, the Peter Top 10 short sleeve t-shirt, which I have confirmed, by the way, and I'm not kidding, because I am an admin of the XCAL Racing Facebook page for the Heat live streams. I got an email on Facebook saying that this item up for sale was declined as an ad by Facebook because it said unisex on it. I'm not kidding.
It is a wild, wild world we live in.
Thanks, Zuck. So, those are the newest items, xcalracing.com/shop. Racer Hub, the newest sponsor of, or I shouldn't say the newest sponsor. SimRacer Hub, I should say. It's the official point sponsor of XCAL Racing for all things XCAL points and statistics. xcalracing.com is the place to go. If you want to be a super fan of XCAL Racing, make sure you go and check out the XCAL Patreon Facebook page. Not the Patreon Facebook page. Sorry, I'm off of it tonight. It's been a wild night. If you want to become a super fan and get exclusive access to the XCAL Racing Discord and more, go check out the XCAL Racing Patreon. Patreon.com/XCAL Racing. You must be 18 or older to view the content. Our Victory Lane sponsor is Fuel Factor X, presented by KMU Trucking. If you're looking to get more miles per gallon out of your car, your truck, your RV, whatever it is, let Fuel Factor X do the job for you. Let's go to a battle. Yeah, go ahead.
Huge shout out to Matika and to Ryan McDaniel. Thank you guys for the stars. Always appreciate them.
Hello to Striker James. All this on Facebook. Good luck out there, everyone, tonight. Go to a battle for third spot. Alex Gratz, Blake Wynn, and Kendrick Cryer. I think most of the wild stuff tonight has been happening around Kendrick Cryer. Would you agree?
There has been a lot. Even if he's not causing it, it just seems it seems like he's got the magnet tonight, and everything is attracting to him. And it is causing a little bit of excitement. Now he is in this three-way battle with lap traffic all around. And they better think about doing something, because Austin Edwards is making his way forward now as well, up into 6th.
Edwards recovering after getting trapped from the typical linear scoring. Let's go to a battle for 10th. Luke Turpin just getting by Aiden Kaiser for the spot.
Shout out to Aiden
And
Kaiser.
spinning.
Well, there he goes. He was up 31 spots before going to pit road.
Some of these drivers, by the way, like Austin Edwards and Kyle Keller, they are in the window to pit. So we are seeing our first round of green flag pit stops. Mason Foster in the pits. Matthew Brinson is in the pits. So this will get interesting when it comes to scoring and also pitting in and pitting out. A caution would be absolutely crazy.
And, you know, green flag stops here. The way that pit road exit is and the way some of these guys are trying to use the apron to pass, I don't know that we're going to make it successfully through green flag stops and not have a caution. And that is really, really going to cause some issues with the scoring, with getting everybody lined up, because yeah, it just gets a little bit crazy when the track is this short with this many cars.
We've completed 200, 132 to go. Wait, trouble, hang on. Hold that thought. Joe Campbell has gone around in the number 63. The 19 of Greg Holmes also involved. We've got no caution. Holmes is out of the racing pace. See if Holmes can get it back on the track. This could be a yellow. And no, we stay green. Campbell gets it going. Here's the Flaming Karma Paint Shop replay to see what happened. And there was contact. He got bumped by the 51 of Edmund Jones.
Yeah, Edmund had so much momentum out of that turn. Looked like he had Joe beat and just not a lot of room. Right behind him is Greg Holmes. He sees the incident happen, Petey checks up, and Greg Holes tries to come down. The 17's there. Nothing he can do.
And then, yeah, you're right. Alex Gratz talking his stuff to the 19.
Can't imagine.
So, yeah. And PDJ Zeller telling all these guys here to shut up in the chat. That's no surprise, especially during green flag pit stop. So, we've completed 205 laps. We have got a total of about 125 laps to go. Alex Krapser leads Alex Gratz, Blake Wynn, Kendrick Cryer, and Austin Edwards. We're stepping aside. We're going to break. Stay with us. We've completed 218 laps here around the Lanier Raceplex. Marty Sakala alongside Doug Burns with you on the call. Big hello to Harley Keneally in the Facebook chat, rooting for Kyle Keller, who is currently running in 5th position. Couple of drivers just recently pitting, couple of moments ago. Austin Edwards was one of them, along with Stephen Rex, PDJ Zeller, Kyle Bartos, James Johnson, Albert Hewins, Edmund Jones, Don Jordan, Chance Maderick, Derek Colson, and more. Greg Holtz just exiting the pits. 5 drivers currently on the lead lap. There is no change amongst the top 5 from what we recall. Let's go to 3rd spot. Alex Gratz, Kendrick Cryer have been having a war for many laps. Either that or it's just Cryer wanting to be patient. And we haven't seen a lot of patience tonight.
No, I'm surprised anybody has any patience here tonight. We've seen guys get massive runs into the turn and just send it in there, not giving a crap when they do. We've seen guys get the same way, just getting a huge run up off the... Oh my God! Derek Colson comes down on the 19!
That got too close for comfort there. Luckily for Gratz and Cryer, they're entering pit road this time for their change. They had a plan. They were coming in together at the same time. Of course they would, because they are teammates.
Derek Colson, that 19, they really were just going at it there. 19, Greg Hull's just coming off pit road, and they're not even battling for position. Colson in 36, Hull's in 31st, but I don't know if Colson just didn't realize he was down there or what, but man, that got a little too close for comfort. And
Leaders, by the way.
Now there's only 3 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah. Leaders, by the way, are in their windows to pit, 75 to 90 on the fuel window, with a fuel cap of 25%, near contact between Pelletier and Campbell. That got a little bit too close for comfort there. So anyway, now that we are looking at this, we are going to see, of course, the leaders of the moment, like Krebser, Wynn, and Sylvia. They all have to make this stop and then one more. And then when you look at guys like those that pitted on around lap 200, like Austin Edwards, for example, all they need is one stop and they'll be good to go. So everyone, once all these drivers cycle through, like Alex Gratz, Kendrick Cryer, Alex Krebser, etc., they will all have to make one more stop to get to the end.
Unless they can stretch it out for, you say, 70 to 90 laps is the fuel window. They can stretch it out to 240. They might be able to go the distance from there. It'll be close. 245, they're pretty much guaranteed to make it. And some of these guys are probably doing everything they can to save as much fuel as is possible here.
Absolutely. This has been a really wild race so far. This is going to be one of those yellows that has seen perhaps the most cautions of the season by far. Best battle on track is for 7th. John Schwartz and Joe Campbell. Campbell's has done well recovering from that spin from contact with Edmund Jones. Up in 8th as the leader is in the pits.
Yeah, and you know what? We got a new camera this week. We have a crane cam in the infield, so let's watch.
Show that baby.
Joe Campbell making his way up to Jonathan Schwartz in 7th. And you know what? Campbell has really had a great run all season long, but tonight the recovery has definitely been something special, because we've seen him just be able to make it through a lot of chaos all season, but tonight it's the first real trouble we've seen for that 63 car all season, and he's still fighting back. It's a different Joe Campbell we're seeing in 2022.
Absolutely. Longest run of the race by far, as we are seeing the leaders in a pit road.
Oh, look at Blake Wynn!
Blake Wynn with a big 3-wide send into Godina and Colson. There's contact. Colson nearly goes around. Blake Wynn I don't know what to say about Blake Wynn. He has got balls tonight, that's for sure.
I think he just said, you know what, I'm going to go send it all night. I don't give a crap. He got a massive run off 4, got into the back bumper of Godino, backed out of it, didn't want to spin him, and then Colson saw an opportunity, shot to the high side, and then Blake saw the opening on the bottom, went for it. That was nuts. These guys are definitely pushing every little bit.
Absolutely. This is why one of those moves is kind of the reason why Blake Wynn has started turning into one of the heels of the sport. Like you say, like a Ty Gibbs, for example. You go back to Lucas Oil Raceway, PDJ Zeller was furious at Blake Wynn in the final laps of the race. And I think there was another reason. I can't recall what it was. Yeah. Battle for 15th. Aiden Kaiser and Matt Pelletier. They've all made their penultimate stops.
You know, with a kid like Blake Wynn trying to make a name for himself, he is one of the younger members of the group. So, yeah, he's just trying to make a name for himself. But
oh, hold up. We got one stopped on the barrels, I think. And we do. Stephen Wetton in the 15, who just pulled a Johnny B.
Let's see what happened to Wetton. Comes down the back straightaway, pulls down early, gets down to the apron just perfectly. Doesn't get it turned in enough. The right front clips the barrel, and that sets him. Oh, and it stopped another car right behind him.
Oh, that is the 131, I believe.
And that put the 131, that impacted him as well.
Ryan Seams.
So Seams gets impacted by a mistake not of his own making. Derek Colson has gotten back by Blake Wynn. Blake Wynn still out there in the lead at the moment. Guarantee you Blake is seeing some of that chaos going to pit road and thinking, maybe I can hold off a little bit longer and maybe I can get that caution. Look right behind him as the 16 just got shoved up the track.
That is Thanos from, I think, the 25 of Jake Sylvia. And it was. Blake Wynn, by the way, is over 90 laps on this run. Could try and make it 100. And if he can, he would be good to go the distance.
He's
this
good to go
be
now.
Oh, we got one sideways. The 55, no caution.
Right in front of the leaders, he comes down. Albie,
Contact with the 19, and now Blake Wynn. Now Blake Wynn comes to the pits. I am surprised that was not a caution.
Oh, Greg Holes just barely taps him. He goes up the hill, but I am really surprised he pulled down right when he did.
Right in front of the leader. We saw that happen earlier tonight between Wynn and, I'm trying to think who it was, Sylvia.
Sylvia,
Wynn and Sylvia.
Hey, look who is about to claim the lead here.
Austin Edwards. Now with Blake Wynn pitting now, he is the first to go the distance.
Yep.
So do not count him out.
No.
And the rest of this, you may even have to say the same thing, too, about Luke Turpin. He pitted on 241. He'll be good to go the distance. Jonathan Bronson pitted on 241. He'll be good to go. Seams will be kind of close. He's on 239. Travis Sukup on 241. Landry 239. So those are the drivers that we know are good to go the distance. Let's see where Blake Wynn cycles through. Is it going to be in front of Luke Turpin? If so, this could be the battle for the win right here.
He's on his way out right now.
Turpin's closing in. He's half a lap behind. I think Wynn gets out right here. Yes, he does. So Blake Wynn cycles in front of Luke Turpin. And he's got to get that car up to speed. That's the thing.
And he's got a couple car buffer between him and Turpin. And yep, he comes out 8th place in front of Luke Turpin in 9th. And that could have just decided it because the top 4 right now, they are all going to have to pit road. There might, I mean, if Alex Krapser is very, 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 very careful and saves a lot of fuel here, he might could do it, but I find it unlikely.
Perhaps maybe we see some guys playing chicken.
Hey,
right?
I got an idea. Hey, Danielle, can any of the J&S cars make it 100 laps? Tell us in the comments. We're curious.
He's our insider. we'll find out in just a moment. We got to step aside. We've got under 100 laps to go. 80 laps to go here at Lanier. Austin Edwards, Mason Foster, Kendrick Cryer, Alex Krapser. Alex Gratz, the top 5. Stay with us.
Howdy, partner. This here's Higgins, the XCAL Superfan. Howdy, partner. This here's Higgins, the XCAL Superfan. This race promises to be a doozy, so I'm getting woozy. Howdy, partner. I'm so excited for next week's event that I'm shaking. Totally different shakes. Howdy, partner. You're watching XCAL Racing.
We are in the final 66 laps here of XCAL at Lanier. Mason Foster currently leads. Austin Edwards comes into pit road for his final stop of the race. That moves Kendrick Cryer up. While we have that, let's take an opportunity to give you a full field rundown. Doug, start with the top 20.
Up front is Mason Foster, who is not in Oklahoma City, by the way. I asked him a couple of weeks ago. Kendrick Cryer currently in second, having a great night. Alex Krapzer in third. Alex Grant's currently running in fourth. Blake Wynn has really cranked up the aggression tonight. He is up to fifth. Jake Sylvia leading his first laps and having his best run in his XCAL career, currently in sixth. Kyle Keller back up in the top seven. Luke Turpin, the master fuel saver, currently in eighth, and he can go the distance.
Drum up Derek Olson in the 5. Oh, man. Close call with Jake Sylvia.
Speaking of Matt Pelletier in ninth, Aiden Kaiser currently running in 10th. Jonathan Bronson in 11th. Jonathan, another one who has cranked up the aggression and used the bumper more than usual tonight. Stephen Rex right behind him in 12th. Ryan Seams currently in 13th, has had a steady march forward tonight. Austin Edwards all the way back in 14th, but just had his pit stop. He is good to go. Joe Campbell currently in 15th. Jonathan Schwartz in 16th. Devin Landry currently running in 17th. Landry up much higher in the race earlier on, but some bad luck has put him back to 17th. Travis Sukup, another one who has been just extremely aggressive tonight, currently in 18th. Kyle Bartles right now cruising along in 19th, and Jim Johnson in 20th.
21st running, Edmund Jones. And in 22nd, Albert Heurens, nearly in the cause of the last yellow. Matthew Brinson has fallen back 16 spots in 23rd. Gerald Poole 24th, and a 3-wide situation with Greg Holes in the battle for 24th on track. Stephen Wetton in 26th with a rough night. Chance Madrick in 27th. Jose Gaudino in 28th. Sean Patrick from where he started in 29th. Robert Colgan is currently 30th. What a tough night for PDJ Zeller after running in second. Scoring has put him back in 31st. Don Jordan is in 32nd. Zach Edwards, 33rd. Chris Johnson is 34th. Jeff Edgar runs in 35th. Derek Colson in 36th. Another rough night for him. Mike DiCarlo is 37th. John Friley, 38th. Sean Andrews out of the race along with John Brancaccio and Jeremy Leto, 39th to 41st. Again, some drivers with one more stop to go. The highest driver on track that's made his final stop is Blake Wynn, currently in 5th position, and he's 14 seconds ahead of Foster, and the leader
Foster's
is, oh
in the
my goodness, he just hit the attenuator. Oh man, this guy was looking for a great finish at the track he last won at, and now the chances are done.
Oh, look at the hit. Mason has got to be upset with himself right now. That car is severely torn up. That is what
Man.
the third or fourth car we have seen. That is how tricky pit road is here at Lanier.
That is a tough break. You hate to see that from the driver of the 96. So, focusing our eyes to the front, Kendrick Cryer is now the race leader. Now, when we look at the top three, it's going to be tough for them to go to win this race unless a yellow flag flies.
If a yellow flag flies, that top three would be in contention. They'd be able to save fuel very, very easily, and they wouldn't need to stop. However, the guys behind them, like Blake Wynn, they'll have slightly fresher tires, only about 10 or 15 laps, but they also have fuel. They can push a lot harder. If Kendrick Cryer, Alex Kratz, or Alex Gratz, they choose to stay out under a caution, well, they have to be very careful with their fuel. They're going to be paying attention to that and won't be able to push nearly as hard. That's going to make things interesting.
So Mason Foster, we find him, is now in 16th after pitting. A long time in the pits because of the front end in the attenuator. A minute 27 in pit road with 38-second stop.
That is rough.
Kyle Keller, by the way, also in the pits. Go ahead, Doug.
I was going to say, that is rough for Mason. After Jim Johnson has crashed.
Yeah, let's see what happened here with Johnson. And we're hearing he got turned from the 88.
Yeah, I'd say so. 88 just drove it down in there deep. And then there was another one. I think that was Edmund. I couldn't tell who was.
That was Bilby on the 25.
Oh, okay, that was. So Jim Johnson gets turned around. He's going to lose some positions here. He was making his way back into the top 15. See where Jim is scored now in 18th. So a little bit of only a couple places lost, but still a bit of a heartbreak there for Jim after having a good race here tonight.
Bartles is currently in 31st spot. Good battle happening on track for 10th. Ryan Seams and Austin Edwards. Seams is yet to pit. Edwards has already pitted.
Yeah, Austin came in, got a quick pit stop. It looks like just topped off on fuel and took off again. And you know Austin's fast. He's always going to be in this fight and continue to make his way forward. He's got about 42 laps. Can he make it into the lead? I don't know about the lead, but these guys better hope a caution doesn't come out and he doesn't get a wave around.
The only guy on track that does not want to see a yellow flag is Blake Wynn. If this race goes scot-free to the end and he is not involved in a wreck. Oh, Luke Turpin's around. Luke Turpin off the pace of the 454. He went sideways. Let's see if there was contact. It was from Chris Johnson. History, part 3. This is insane what we're seeing tonight.
Let's rewind the replay a little bit. I want to see what happened to Luke Turpin, and unfortunately we didn't get a... Just about a lap and a half ago, they go off into the turn. There's John. Oh, just a little tap at a point in the track where they are already loose, and boom. And how long before Turpin catches back up, and will there be payback?
Yeah, there probably will.
You know,
we got to step aside, though. Oops, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't think we've ever seen Turpin do payback. This ought to be interesting.
Yeah, it will be for sure. Approaching final 33 laps here. Going to our final break. When we come back, we're taking you to the finish. Stay with us. Caution is out. Jeff Edgar and Matt Pelletier. That ends the longest run of the race, and this is gonna change everything. What happened in this race on who's gonna win this one?
Pelletier coming off pit. Oh! He was trying to get up the track, and then Jose Gadino gets involved. There is a big... Turpin got hit.
Gadino got into Edgar. Turpin involved. Bartos saves it. Man, that's a tough break for Pelletier. He just came out on track, and then the gap just shut down from John Schwartz. This is gonna be a tough one for race control to decide.
Wow.
But this is going to change everything. This is not the yellow Blake Wynn wanted. He was guaranteed, pretty much, a win here if he didn't wreck. But a yellow flag is out. And this will be interesting on who comes in. Krapser and Gratz come in first. We're going to have to see what happens with Kendrick Cryer.
Blake Wynn does not have to come in. We'll see if he chooses to. Here comes Kendrick. Blake Wynn
will be the leader here.
Does he stay out, though? No, he's
Oh,
going to pit
wow! This is a surprise. Unless he's going for 4 tires.
Luke Turpin stays out, so he will come back around.
I think Turpin's going to be the leader of this race.
And we know Turpin, Bronson, and
Turpin's
Austin
good.
Edwards can make it on fuel.
This is going to get interesting on who's the leader. But I doubt we've seen the final yellow of this race.
No. Not with them stacking back up. There is no way that's the final.
Krapser, as of right now, is scored as the leader. And from the looks of it on his pit stop, he only did feel only 12-second stop. Turpin and Bronson come through in second and third. So that's a big strategy move from Krapser. I like that call.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to worry about fuel, and he's up there with those guys. That puts him in a top 5 regardless of what happens.
Absolutely.
Blake Wynn went to pit road. It looks like he took... I think he might have taken right
Blake Wynn,
sides.
feel only, I think. Either right sides or he just topped off. I think it was a right sides. So we've got 4 drivers on the lead lap. Here's the situation. Schwartz gets the black flag. Turpin, Bronson, and Edwards get waved around.
This whole race has just turned completely upside
down.
But, you know, you're looking at only 4 or 5 drivers left on the lead lap.
And then if you get a yellow flag out, some of these drivers that were just waved around, like Turpin, Bronson, Edwards, I think they have to go to the rear of the field, though, still, regardless of what happens. You know what? I don't think so, because everyone else pitted.
This is definitely going to be fun to watch. Austin Edwards is back on pit road.
We've got under 23 laps to go.
At 10 to go, no more wave rounds. At 5 to go, no more cautions.
Yep, keep that in mind. Very important in XCAL Racing. And we have seen chaos in the final 5 laps in the past here at XCAL Racing at Lanier.
Yeah. In fact, I think Lanier also has the one and only ever XCAL green-white checker.
I think you're right, so...
Yeah, because we had a wreck with like 9 laps to go. Not 8 or 9 laps to go. They had to extend to get everybody sorted out. And ended up with the first ever green-white checker. And there was drama on that.
Here we go.
Single file restart too.
Back to green, and I think that's a good move by race control so we don't have any confusion. As we're back to green, Krapser gets them going. Only 2 cars separate Krapser from Turpin. Blake Wynn is third, many car lengths back, and he's battling Kendrick Cryer for that third spot.
Yeah, Kendrick is not going to take it easy on him, that is for sure. And both of these guys definitely want to get to the front. They have a lot of guys barely a lap down that are trying to fight their way back on the lead lap to have a chance if a caution comes out. Less than 20 laps to go, though. It could get chaotic if they fight too hard.
And let's remind folks at home that this is also the best battle on the racetrack. Coming to 17 laps to go, Jonathan Bronson, who I think is on the tail end of the lead lap, just ran the quickest lap of the race, 14:45.
Yep, and he is trying to close back in on Kendrick Cryer, who's 10 seconds ahead, but he has a little bit less traffic to get through than the cars ahead, but Austin Edwards in front of him, he can follow through.
And a yellow, by the way, will put Bronson back in this race, will revert him to the front of the field, when Cryer still battling for third.
Yeah, this one, if another caution comes out, this one's going to get really, really interesting because it'll put more cars back on the lead lap and it'll put some of these guys that just got waived back in contention.
Alex Kratzer's lead opening up to 2 seconds. Just ran his best lap today, 14:58. Same with Blake Wynn, 14:57.
Kendrick Cryer, I think, might have scraped the wall there at the start-finish line, and Chance Maderick has had a... Let's see what just happened to Chance.
Let's see if this brings a yellow out. He's not on the racing groove, able to back it up onto the access road, will stay green.
Whoa! Chance!
Big contact.
That, I think he might have got a push in the middle of the turn, just ends up going up into the 61 and ends up way up by the wall.
And the caution is out. Derek Colson has crashed it. Oh man, this is going to change everything. And there was contact from Alex Gratz. This is going to be a night that Colson will want to forget.
The 17.
Zach Edwards.
Oh, the 17 just gets into the back of Colson. The 36 gets caught. Schwartz gets caught. The 45 gets caught. Wow.
This is the yellow that Jonathan Bronson's going to get. He'll revert to the front of the field. And so, from the looks of it, we are going to have 5 drivers with a chance to win this race. We'll have our final set of waves, and this should be as well the final restart of the race coming up.
Wow, there was a lot of guys that had minor contact in that, a lot of guys that had heavy contact. A couple of guys that had heavy contact, like Edmund Jones, was almost completely sideways, managed to pull that car back. Great save by him, and a few guys are going to pick up a few extra positions here.
No, this is going to get crazy here.
Hey, you just realized...
Yeah, go ahead.
We're under 10 laps to go. This reminds me of last year and them trying to sort it out. I think the caution hit at 10 laps to go, so there will be a couple of waiver rounds, but could we end up in a green-white checkered situation as they try and sort the drivers out?
I don't think so. Racing incident dealt between Alex Gratz, Zach Edwards, and so this should be double file with Krapser and Turpin row 1, Wynn and Cryer row 2. Bronson is making his way up through the field and gets up to 5th. The waves go to Sylvia, Seams, and Edwards, and we will have our final restart coming up in just a moment. Oh boy, this is gonna get crazy. I'm expecting shades of last year here, Doug.
Yeah, and I really think if you had to put money on it right now, I gotta think we've seen Blake Wynn use that bumper already tonight more than once. I'm willing to bet it comes down to a final lap thing. Blake Wynn is putting the bumper to whoever's in front of him, and he's going for it.
If I'm Alex Krapser, I'm firing as early as possible, but he could be. Krapser could be a sitting duck here. because of those bumpers. Again, this is short track racing at its finest, folks.
And once they go green, it'll be green to the end. There will be no more cautions because they just got 5 to go.
We will not need to go an extension. We are going back to green. 5 cars, a chance to win it. And it's going to be Alex Krapser and Luke Chirp in the front row as we bring them back to green. Blake Wynn, Kendrick Cryer in row 2. Jonathan Bronson is in 5th. Watch the 5 drivers closely. Who is going to win this race? We're about to find out.
Look at
Showtime
that!
to crunch time. It's a big stack up coming to green flag. 4 laps to go. Krapser has the run in 1 and 2. Can he clear Turpin? Not just yet.
He's got him cleared into 3, but Turpin sends it down deep. And we mentioned Blake Wynn using that bumper. Bronson has been using that bumper tonight too. Either one. Oh, look at that! Blake Wynn and Turpin touch.
That's gonna help out.
Kendrick Cryer's 3.
Whoa! Kendrick Cryer sets Luke Turpin sideways. What a save! 2 laps to go for Alex Krapser.
Bronson now catches up to Blake Wynn. Alex Krapser still has the lead. Can either of them catch him to use the bumper?
I don't think they can. Final lap underway. Wreck on the backstretch. Can they miss it? We're on the last lap here. It would be this 3rd XCAL win for Alex Krapser. Through 3 and 4. Welcome back to victory lane. Silent no more. Krapser takes the win at Lanier.
Blake Wynn comes home 2nd. Jonathan Bronson 3rd. Kendrick Cryer 4th. And Luke Turpin, what a great save at the end to finish 5th. I wonder if Turpin's going to go voice his displeasure with a couple of drivers here in a second.
It's going to get interesting. That's for sure.
I
can't wait to look at Pit Pass. I've already written something just to pretty much say what everyone's saying. So, oh boy, we're looking forward to these interviews, that's for sure. But Alex Krapser, a win much needed. And once again, silent no more. We've talked about the season he has had to begin the 2022 year. And Alex Krapser definitely gets that win he's needed.
Luke Turpin, I've been just sitting here watching him. He is just circling pit road. I think he's blowing off steam at the moment.
I think he's looking for somebody.
I have to think he probably is as well. And PDJ Zeller kind of parked on. Are they going to do the demo derby?
It's the demo derby. Yeah, they're doing the demo derby on the back straightaway.
Oh, I thought they were doing it in the infield for a second.
So, anyway, let's get set here, and we will talk with your top 3. Let's talk with our 3rd place finisher. Another podium finish for Jonathan Bronson. Yes, we all know not Paul's going to say his stuff in the chat. But anyway, Bronson, let's first talk about what happened coming into the last yellow. How badly did you need that caution flag?
Oh, I didn't want the caution. We were good to the end. We had about a second on Luke. I thought me and him were the only 2 people good to the end. So I thought I maybe could have got 2nd or 3rd, but the caution, it kind of helped. Or the last caution helped, but the caution before that I didn't need. But I would have taken 5th anyway.
Absolutely was a great run for you, that's for sure. What more did you need on those final laps?
Oh, the guy in front of me to get up and go. Quit being so nice. They were too patient. It's 4 to go. We gotta go get somewhere, and Alex just got too far out front. Couldn't do nothing with it.
I mean, were you okay with what Blake did to Luke Turpin, just move him up the track? Because, I mean, obviously he had to go for it too.
I'm pretty sure Luke was on 100 lap load tires, so I would have if that was me in 3rd, I would have pushed the issue a little more. Definitely gave myself a better chance at getting to Alex because he was the second half out front. There was no getting to him with 2 laps left.
It was a good run for you. Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
I'll give shout-out to Higgins for paying me in. Petey for being Petey. And Michael DeCarlo, for being with me during the race. And pretty much everyone that shows up. Everyone that brought it a caution for me so I could get back. And you guys in the booth who put it on every week.
All right, we will let you go. Appreciate the time. Congratulations. Great run.
Thank you.
Jonathan Bronson, our 3rd place finisher. Looking for our second place finisher if we have him. Oh, they're in a different room. That's why. Second place finisher tonight is Blake Wynn in the 22. Or excuse me, in the 99. Second place finish for Blake. I'm sorry, Blake. Blake, that was a crazy finish, man. Just walk us through your perspective on those final laps.
I wanted to get to Alex's bumper and put on a really good show for the fans, but I think Bronson had a couple different plans. I mean, he drove me clean, but he gave me a couple bumps that didn't help me get to him.
Talk about the battle for second originally with Luke Turpin and moving up the track. Was there contact from behind?
I don't remember. I just don't think I got on the brakes enough trying to avoid contact from behind and just got into Luke, and unfortunately it sent him up, and then I think Kendrick got him after that.
I want to ask you as well, that yellow that ended the long run, you didn't want did you not want that yellow to come out? Did you have enough fuel to go the distance? Because it seemed like from our perspective on the pit laps, you were the first guy that could go all the way.
About 10 laps did good. The only reason I wanted it was for the new tires, just to have fun with them, but I probably would have been sitting a lot better if the caution didn't come out.
Well, it was a good run for you, man. Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
I want y'all to go check out Sim Speed Shop. Great sim racing products. I'd like to thank Jeff Fugger with the Tri-E Cooler Crew and just letting me race for Fastlane. I know I make him mad a lot and don't make the smartest of decisions sometimes, and all the people that I've totally made friends with in this league.
All right, man. We'll let you go. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Blake Wynn, our second place finisher. And now it is time to go to Fuel Factor X Victory Lane, brought to you by KMU Trucking and Excavating. Your race winner, Alex Krapser. Alex, silent no more. Welcome back to Victory Lane. How's that feel?
Thanks, Marty. It feels pretty good. We just had a pretty solid race all day. Just kind of played the track position game the entire race, and at the end, just we were able to come around and pit the second time where everyone else had to pit the third time, and we were just able to get the track position out in front and hold on.
Talk about that last caution, actually the two previous cautions that came out. Did you think, obviously you had one more stop, but were you planning a strategy to take just enough fuel to go the distance, no tires?
Yeah, that last green flag run, I had planned to go all the way to the end. I was just kind of trying to clutch it and try to make it to the end. I think it was going to be pretty close as to whether I could save enough fuel and if other guys could save enough fuel or run me down with me running a little bit slower. And then, yeah, once the caution came out, I knew I needed some tires to be able to hold on. And I think I took like a gallon just to be safe. I didn't want to run out just kind of being dumb. So, yeah, I think we were barely going to make it to the end, but kind of solidified it for us when we got that last caution.
Well, let's talk about Thompson a couple of weeks from now. You've got a fun one coming up there. What are you expecting for that one?
Thompson, I don't know about Thompson. I mean, really hard for guys to get out of the way. It's just going to be kind of it's going to be another track position race, even more so than this one. I think it's probably most similar to the track we raced at Lucas Oil, where you kind of run the top, and if you get stuck on the bottom, you might end up, freight trained in the back of the field unless you kind of force your way up. So it should be entertaining in a couple of weeks. Finally,
who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Just got to thank the sponsors, Flaming Karma Paint Shop, How to Suck at iRacing. Right now we're kind of running without a main sponsor, so I got to thank Joe, Danny, and Justin. Also, last week Joe's brother-in-law passed away. Just tell him we're thinking about him and his family, and that one's for you, Joe. Thanks.
Well, buddy, we'll let you go. Enjoy this one. You definitely deserve it. Same with Joe. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Third XCAL win of his career for Alex Krapser as he celebrates in Fuel Factor X Victory Lane. Post-race interviews brought to you by KMU Trucking and Excavating. Now we take a look at our official results from tonight. Pop them up here. Alex Krapser, the race winner. Blake Wynn, second. Jonathan Bronson, third. Kendrick Cryer, fourth. Luke Turpin, fifth. Jake Sylvia, sixth. Austin Edwards 7th, Ryan Seams 8th, Mason Foster 9th, Alex Gratz 10th, Travis Sukup 11th, Devin Landry 12th, Matthew Brinson 13th, Kyle Keller 14th, 15th Joe Campbell, 16th Aiden Kaiser, 17th Matt Pelletier, 18th John Schwartz, 19th Stephen Wetton, and 20th PDJ Zeller, with only 8 cars running on the lead lap at the end of this race. Doug?
Kyle Bartles in 21st. Jose Godino finishes 22nd. Sean Patrick 23rd. Gerald Thanos Poole makes his way up to 24th. Edmund Jones in 25th. Does beat Chance Madrick, by the way. Albie Hewins finishes in 26th. Robert Colgan 27th. Greg Hulse 28th. Jim Johnson 29th. Don Jordan finishes 30. Chris Johnson an uncharacteristic 31st. Chance Madrick 32nd. Zach Edwards 33rd. Jeff Edgar 34th. Derek Colson, 35th. Stephen Rex, Mike DiCarlo, 36th and 37th. John Friley, Sean Andrews, John Brancaccio, Jeremy Letto round out the field off track.
7 yellows for 52 caution laps, 14 lead changes, and a great race. Let's give you your bonus points. Leading laps in the race, Alex Krapser, Blake Wynn, Kendrick Cryer, Luke Turpin, Jake Sylvia, Austin Edwards, Mason Foster. And those were our only leaders of the race. Krapser 113, Wynn 27, Cryer 27, Turpin 17, Sylvia 18, Edwards 58, and Foster 73. They'll each get 5 bonus points. Alex Krapser, leading the most laps, gets 5 additional bonus points. Point is total at 185. Fastest lap went to Jonathan Bronson with a 14.44 from 40th up to 3rd as well, so he'll get 10 bonus points, putting his total at 175 points. And of course, your pole sitter in the race was Austin Edwards. He'll also get 5 bonus points, putting his total up to 152. Shout out to our XCAL Patreon. If you want to be an XCAL superfan, make sure you go to patreon.com/XCAL Racing. Must be 18 or older to participate in it. So now we have our off week next week, and then 2 weeks from now, we go to Thompson. Always an exciting one when it comes to the street stocks. I think this is also a track as well where we should expect a lot more long runs than normal, because the pit road, not an entire lap to go around.
No, it's always a good race, too. It won't be nearly as exciting as this one, but it'll still be up there. Thompson is always a good show, and a lot more cars finish on the lead lap, so there's a lot more of the battle, side-by-side battling in that one.
So with that, we are going to say so long for right now, and we'll be back in 2 weeks at Thompson. On behalf of everyone at XCAL Racing, Aaron Hillebush, PDJ Zeller, and the rest of the senior admins, on behalf of Doug Burns, I'm Marty Sakala. This broadcast has been a presentation of How to Suck at iRacing and XCAL Racing, the premier leader in street stock iRacing. Alex Krapser back in victory lane with his first of the season. So long, everyone.